game one, we had a really bad plane and a really bad circle, so that's out of the way. Now hopefully we start getting a better plane in this game as it's coming in now.
Ooh, not sure. I mean, that's okay. That's a pretty decent plane, right? That's coming across Gatka-ish. It's like slicing a chunk of the map. It's going sort of Gatka into Sosnovka. It does cut off a large portion. So, for example, if you were Team Liquid right now, or TSM in this case, wanting to go Yasnaya, you have a hell of a journey ahead of you to get up there.
Yeah.
Of course, it does matter where the circle goes, and it's going to be interesting to see if we see any adjustments. Noble, we'll talk about it. They went into Novo because the plane cut across from the south to the north last time. They're going to be going Zaki now. We can see them already heading off to the north. Optic and Vanguard looks like they're heading towards North Georgopol as well. LGD look like they are going to drop into South Georgopol this time, so KSV already in there. Kinguin have adjusted. Kinguin, nobody's going to force us out of Georgopol. Oh, it looks like you have, boys. Looks like they're into Gatka.
Yeah, they looted Gatka last game and they kind of looted it free. They survived with 4 players, so they're probably going to just do it again. And they're going to be sharing with Tempo Storm, that west side compound right now. And this plane is going to be tough for teams going on the east and the northeast, so we're going to see how TSM are going to go rotate. They jumped early, they jumped around the containers of South George. They're going to be finding a vehicle on the north side of Rozhok, most likely in that dirt road. And they're going to be coming in late to Yasnaya, so I'm expecting TSM, if it doesn't shrink to the east side, they're going to be probably going to be playing edge style this game, as they're going to be late to looting. More or less, every other team that's jumped are landing to the same locations as the previous. Optic game in North George, Avanga in North George. We see LGT here, South George with KSV sharing in your screens right now.
Well, also, Tempo Storm are actually getting a little push. Because Kingwing have gone down, I can see that Maluk and I think it's Larson are very close to one another. FaZe have actually, interestingly, FaZe have gone for a drop down, obviously going over to Milta Power, but they are stealing away the vehicles from Chaos because they've dropped in and around farm because of the way the plane's direction. They're having to go that way, and the circle comes in. It is a northern circle this time around, and you can see the circle coming across where we are in Georgopol. It slices through Georgopol and very much centers in and around just north of shooting range. So it's a very northerly circle. We've gone from the full north to the full south, and Noble, of course, who've switched on the plane both times, are inside it again. This is great for them.
Yeah, they jump early, and it's just working out for them. We see Rogue here looting military for free right now. We saw Ghost Gaming just to the north, getting vehicles going to Novo. Actually going to be looting Novo. As we said earlier, they like playing that triangle from Severny, Novo, kind of around the maps. Vitality and Chaos sharing kind of the Milta/farm right now.
So TSM have switched. TSM have not gone Yasnaya. They've gone for the spread looting up towards sort of Severny and Co. I'm trying to think what team does that. It's like Vexed, isn't it? They tend to go in and around. They're obviously not in this tournament. So they've actually, obviously with the plane deviation, going pretty much slicing the western corner of the map off. We're talking about here's a long journey over to Yasnaya. Yep. They see the circle coming probably en route.
Yeah, by driving the vehicles.
But it's crazy. Look at the real estate that's free. Nobody in Yasnaya, nobody in Rozhok, nobody in school, nobody in Lipovka, nobody in and around Mansion Prison. There's so much real estate completely empty. Kameshki, Stauber, like the entire East Coast is completely untouched. FaZe are finally arriving. We're already, what, 3 minutes down already since the plane's going to cross, and FaZe are only just arriving in Milta Power.
Yeah, 3.5 minutes already. And as you said, TSM were driving their vehicles. They were making their way to Yasnaya. The circle popped. It was north, and they knew since they were the ones getting those vehicles, there would be no one north. So they're just now looting across the northern side of the map. So they're going to be having good rotations. We actually see Maluka rotating pretty early, but Vitality, I think he's trying to spot, Monkey's trying to spot if he sees anyone on the east side of Milta, as we see Avanga and Optic sharing North George. Optic actually taking more control of North George than Avanga there.
They've actually pushed up fairly deep. I mean, Avanga kind of never really go much further than they are now anyway, from memory. They don't tend to go much further along the complex, as they're happy to take all these buildings and then sweep outwards. So obviously, you used to get TSM obviously to the western side where Optic are now, but Optic seem to be doing a good job, and as we mentioned, they just got themselves the chicken dinner. Avanga, first to go out. They got caught in the rotations like time and time again. They were caught at the bridge by KSV. They finally got onto Sosnovka. They ran straight into Cloud9, then they straight into LGD. It was obviously a nightmare start for them.
Oh, see here, Method.
Method rotating very early here.
This is actually a thing they've been doing kind of like recently. They loot Pachinki in the past, they've looted the whole Pachinki and then they rotated. They've adapted nowadays and they're kind of sending like 2 or 3 people early and getting a spot in the map. As you see, 2 minutes, 14 seconds on the map and they're already rotating.
I wonder if they're going to go, they're either going to go for the little Harry Potter house here, or Wizard Tower, which you would prefer to call it in where you are around the world because it has many names. Not the one on the west here, left of them, but the one on the right. Doesn't look like it. I'm seeing Andy Pyro's going ahead. Actually may go towards a crate. Now he had an M24 with silencer and I think he had a 4 times on it towards the end, maybe an 8 times, I'm not too sure, but he was actually fragging pretty well. I think he got 6 kills total, 12 kills obviously for the entirety of Method. These guys got themselves boosted into 2nd place and he is looting that crate, so I really wonder if it's going to be another big boy weapon or whether it's going to end up being that dastardly M249.
Yeah, that would be huge if he does get another sniper on his hands. Andy is just a top fragger, so that would be really good for him. They're going to be rotating kind of mids because they are rotating pretty early, so they're going to be going through the hills. Obviously, no one's going to be around here right now because they're going to be looting around the compounds. So they're going to be rotating into, but the same for Noble. Noble is just north of them right now, rotating.
Look, they're all trying to get to this compound. There's that godlike compound, isn't there, to the north of the bridge. I think Noble have got there first. Godspeed looks like he's got in there first. I can see Maluke like was there, and I can see Method are heading straight towards it. Here in Primorsk, that's where Sunsters went. They did very well in the last game, got themselves 4th place finish overall, so a solid start from the Japanese boys. They managed to, of course, take down Rogue in that little shack. Godspeed is backed away, so Method look like they've forced themselves into that compound. They're going to be the first ones there, and that could be huge. Leighton's going to be the last man to arrive, but that compound, and looking at the central position of it, is so strong up there.
Yep, exactly. And we see a lot of teams rotating. Smack actually holding one of... Smack, TSM is actually split up. I mean, they split up looting, but they stayed split up. They haven't kind of grouped up, except for Vis and Break right now is in the middle of the map, and we see Smack making some noise. When you are alone in a compound, this is exactly when you do the...
This is rah, I'm here.
Yeah, rah. You just
small dog syndrome. It's like rah, rah, rah.
Exactly. You don't want to really... I mean, obviously you want to kill people rotating, but like you need to make noise before they actually start moving close to you.
Well, Method have actually decided, you know what, because Maluke was there. Maluke is the only guy there, and he's forced Method away. So Method are on the rotate. So they're going to go to this other compound, which is kind of like in that ditch, but it's got a really good vision of like probably about 150 meters all the way around it.
That's where Smack is as well.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if Smack's in there already. So Method kind of, everybody's trying to fight for the best real estate at the moment. I think probably what we're going to see is a lot of vehicle compound setups here.
Yeah, the north side of this specific circle, outside of North George and Severny, there's not that many compounds.
Chaos, they like to rotate early, but they've been caught out. Oh, cheeky peek there, Smitty. And Maluke is taking a little too much damage for his liking. Hetera does manage to take Leighton down. Leighton the first to go down, sadly for Method. He was the one that died pretty early for them last game as well, and he's just like, I'm just not having the luck. But Papaya will go down as well. He's going to get taken out, so Chaos down to 3 as well as Tempo hold on to the compound. That's brave stuff from Maluke because he's on his own there at the moment. His team still outside the white circle.
Yeah, holding his ground there, Maluke, in the prime spot in the circle. He doesn't want to give that up, so good shot from him, and manages to kill one from Chaos, landing game. As we see a lot of teams actually rotating. We see Noble getting into a fight right now against Method.
Andy Pyro gets natural down. He's managed to take one down. They're trying to hold out this little bunker. It's not ideal. They're getting shot at because the rest of Noble are off in the compound in the north. You see the shots coming down on the minimap. They're coming from Boom, I believe it is, on that compound. You can see him up there trying to get a peek, which is why Method are not pushing down. You can see Andy's going to try and go a little ballsy there. Daculus is going to try and get away with it while everybody peeks, and he's really open, exposed to everybody on that hill here, Boom. So he's got to be careful. His helmet's already took a massive knock, so is going to have to get himself down. And he doesn't look like he picked up any sniper in that crate. Remember, if he managed to find that crate, looks like he's just got himself the M4 still. So didn't manage to find an AWM or M24, which is what I'd like. As we see more kills coming in, looks like a Vanguard finally picking themselves up kills. Optic are the ones on the receiving end. Of course, both of those were in North Georgia, Poland, both rotating out at the moment on foot. Yeah, Noble here, we're doing a split with the north compound and the bunkers. But the issue with these northern circles, we see a lot of teams actually push because... We've got an MK14.
Yeah, a Mark 14. But Noble, yeah, doing a split in this situation is kind of risky because there's not that many good spots in the north circle, so you're going to see a lot of teams just eventually breach you. So when you do this 2-2 split that Noble were doing, Method just had nowhere else to go and ended up pushing against Noble, losing one player. So let's have a brief update
Everybody is on the rotate at the moment. Ghost Gaming being the last ones, along with Rogue, who've gone really, really way out. They're actually south of Primorsk at the moment in boats. Sun Sisters doing the same. They're going on the boats all the way right around the edge. FaZe making the way up the full east coast around Kameshki Stauber way. Vitality are going pretty direct. They're going to go via the Yasnaya Bridge. Ghost Gaming doing the same, kind of coming in behind Vitality. Everybody else almost inside the circle. Kinguin, who actually went Gak away, have actually playing the edge game. They're on the edge just to the north of Georgopol. They've got to be careful they don't run into LGD, it seems like. Everybody else, though, has gone central. KSV now making their way across the south.
Yeah, here we have Smack. He has no backpack. He only looted, I believe, this compound and this compound only.
Good lord.
And he's been holding this for quite a while now. We've seen a lot of people rotating around him, and he's just been making noise, like we said.
Because you remember, they obviously didn't go in Yasnaya. They chose to just go straight into the circle area because the plane... We've had two pretty harsh planes so far.
Yeah, it has been two harsh planes, and it's pretty hard to adapt in those ones. But we see Vitality here. They looted Milta for quite a while and now rotating late, as they usually do. They're known for this. They're known for playing edge. And now coming in with 4 vehicles, I believe, 1 each person. And they're going to be playing the south and east. At the same time, FaZe is actually just north of them, rotating on the east side too.
Yeah, TSM quite split. So Smack was on his own. Break, was it Smack? It was Smack. Smack's on his own. Vis is with Break, by the looks of it. And AMPR is actually in Severny. So they are all over the shop at the moment. They've gone for a 2-1-1 as we see Shiv making his way in. Looks like he's going to go at the hillside of shooting range. Optic, you can see shots coming out from 17 onto Frolica there as the scouts continue to try and find their path. Shiv for Vitality. Going to try and make his way in. A 14th place finish for those guys in the last matchup. Not ideal by any stretch. And as their social media said, this is going to be the worst place you're going to see us finish in this tournament. Let's hope so for the boys from France.
We have Optic here controlling the plane ditch. A pretty good spot in this specific circle, but yeah, they spotted KLG. They removed one of their vehicles, but Smitty just pieced it out for now. Well, down 1 player, actually, Optic, so they're down to 3. As they lost 1-2 a Vanguard a little bit early on in a rotation. See Frolica holding 4 players alive for C9 still. Was getting shot by Optic actually in this little shack area. It's actually a pretty decent spot there right now. Bang in the middle, and they have a good overview all the way east. And then we see the circle just shrunk far west, northwest of the map. So Noble and Method bang in the middle.
Pretty much bouncing from Zaki to shooting range. That's the circle's shift. It's going to be a fairly fierce one. Does pull a lot of the teams. There's still Rogue, Sun Sisters coming up on the boats along the west coast at the moment, so a lot of work for them to do. You can see Ghost still making their way across from Stauber, Yasnaya Hills, so they're driving across, all got themselves a vehicle apiece. FaZe finally actually coming into the circle. They're going to be passing straight by Chaos as they make their way into the edge game now, as they slowly all come into the new white zone. Now, where would you try and position yourself in this circle? Because there's not a great deal of real estate, like complexes up and around these hills. TSM finally grouping up as well. Yeah,
I mean, most of the good compounds are already taken because the north side is not that many, so Noble have the prime spot. The bunkers of Method is really good as well. At this point, if you are coming in from outside the circle, you have to start playing edge and use your vehicles as cover. So as you see, FaZe is playing on the east side. They're most likely going to be kind of staying around there, and Vitality on the southeast, as we see them on the screen right now on the hills. Decent spot as well for them. Vissen is...
How's AIM going to try and angle this? He's got to go between a Vanguard and Vitality. He's coming in on the bike, so it's a trike. He could flip in the first place. Oh, I thought he got knocked straight away. A Vanguard to the left, Vitality to the right as he tries to dodge. His team directly ahead of him. It's like, cover me, guys, cover me. Let me get in there. Everybody's trying to line up the shots. You see him blasting his way in, but it will be safe. There is a little garage in there, so he's going to be able to get himself in and alive. A brave run from AIM as he managed to finally make his way in there.
They all group up with Smack. Break and Vis is already here as well, so they're all hanging around, 4 of them alive, so that's good for them. Ghost Gaming is still outside the circle. We see 2 teams coming in with bow. We see Sunnisters going on the north side, actually coming in with a bow a little bit late outside the circle, healing up.
So Rogue have actually finally beached it just to the edge of North Georgopol, so they've actually finally made land. Obviously, they started out on military island. Like you say, Sun Sisters, I think they actually might, there's a crate out in the water they might go with. FaZe on the rotate, where are they going to head off to? They just come into the circle towards going around the edge of shooting range, though White is just there. You can see it on the mini-map. It's a little bumpy round here as they work their way through, but they've got to be careful because there could be people in the hills. As we can see on the mini-map, it is pretty clear, but it looks like FaZe are going to keep on playing the edge game. They were pretty late to the circle, so you'd expect them to play it out wide. FaZe have Ghost Gaming actually trailing behind them as well. So Ghost are going to be doing a similar rotate. They've got to be careful they don't bump into one another as they make their way through. Sun Sisters, oh, they've had a knock in the water. How is that possible? It's one of those moments where you jump out the boat too quick.
Yeah, and in the water, it means he's going to probably end up dying because you can't get rezzed, I believe, under there. So they're going to lose one player. FaZe managed to get in. As we see this, when this shrinks far west, we saw a lot of teams like C9 get it from. They were on the east side of the circle, but they rotated instantly to the west, and that made FaZe get their position right now. That's exactly where C9 was in G. Ghost Gaming coming in from the east. Now they're going to be playing the shooting range bunkers. Define Legit is just scouting out if there's anyone at the hills. Getting shot by Chaos.
Yeah, but the thing is, Chaos are there, but FaZe are shooting Smitty. It's Smitty that's there from Chaos, who's got himself down the edge, kind of away from his team. You can see his team are in the distance there in the bunker. The complex are in the distance, but FaZe sees Smitty, so Smitty's had to ditch in into that little shack. You can see Ghost Gaming now hearing them shots on this bunker, realize, hang on a minute, there's quite a few people around. They have themselves a nice vehicle compound setup, though, playing on the edge. So, Method are pretty much bang central, I would say, of the current circle. We'll see where it shifts to as it's about to bump in. Every team now inside the white zone, so everybody's safe. It's just a couple of shots trading back and forward as Define Legit sees FaZe up in the compound. Ooh, a little bit higher, and I think that may have landed on the head.
And this is, circle's coming in right now. You don't really want to get anyone knocked when the circle's about to shrink, because then you're going to lose time and you lose rotation and momentum. So Ghost Gaming actually fighting two different teams at once, and the circle just shrunk to the far south.
Vanguard in the middle. I mean, they're on the hillside, right? But they're still in the middle area. TSM pretty comfortable. They've got that. They've got that compound very early. Break's been in there. He's had the cooker on. He's made dinner for everybody, and they've been set up for quite a while. Vitality just inside the end. KSV now squeaking on the edge, but it's these guys on your screen. Ghost Gaming. They have to move along with Chaos. They're actually doing each other no favors trading here. Ironically, Define Legit will manage to find ahead of Smitty, and that's going to be Smitty going down because he has no support really there, far off in the distance. And as it is in pro gaming, once you get knocks like that, you're kind of on your own. You're left.
Exactly, yeah. He was being a bit too aggressive when he was alone in that shack. If there was two people in that shack, he could have kept on peeking. But he was just left alone, and they finish him, and now they're just going to loot him as Define finishes Smitty. As we hear the game of Sunisters right now.
It's FaZe.
It's FaZe, sorry, it's FaZe.
We got Sun Sisters on camera, but FaZe comms. It's all very Swedish. I know what your Swedish is like.
No, this is English.
That was
two Finns and two Swedish players in the team, so they speak English. And they've spotted, I think, one guy alone, and they want to push him.
That's a heavy Swedish accent, I believe, from Yepti.
He's Finnish, yeah. Yeah, that's a
Swedish. They understand one another. Oh, and there we go. They managed to find them. They're looking for GG, and they get it. Fuzzface and Mexi perfectly executed. Profi goes down, executing him off there. They have got themselves a circle. They are just to the south of Method.
As we heard the comms there, I mean, Gemty called out that they saw one player only in that vehicle. So he called out to push. So they managed to push us forward. That's the thing that FaZe always does. If they see one player alone, they're not going to give you that land. They're going to take over. So FaZe, just an aggressive push onto... this is a replay from early on where Method were pushing Noble at the bunker and where Andy get the knock and finish on natural.
Sun Sisters on the beach, actually, with Noble, that's on your screen. Sun Sisters trying to get out. Remember, they were in the water for a very long time. They have managed to make their way in there. Chaos trying to come in. Chaos are in all sorts of trouble because they're running into Method. We see Fiend going down. It's actually Andy, I think, that secures the kill for Method, despite the fact he didn't get the knock. I think Noble got the knock. FaZe now in the shack, so they're going to be safe. It's the beachhead I'd kind of like to look at between Noble and Sun Sisters. They're kind of both outside the white circle, conflicting with one another. I think Noble are on the high ground. They're on the beachhead, and Sun Sisters trying to claw the way in, but they have to get onto the beach. I think Vesca's going to be the only man for Sun Sisters that may get out of this alive, as we see FaZe inside the shack.
Yeah, I mean, they're controlling this shack area right now. They did wipe Profi, and now having a kind of a split, if you see on the bottom right on the minimap, they kind of have like this triangle shape, which they like to do. They like to control land. And as we see, Homo did get knocked. There's action going on the north side of the map right now as the circle is shrinking. But Vanga here on the hill, there we go with the map. As we see on the north side, Noble and Sun Sisters are fighting right now, and Homo just got knocked outside the white zone.
Kinguin have got a bit of a hard run there. They're open fields. Optic are on just on the edge of the fields, and it's kind of raised hillside. Their complex they're in. There's pretty much the only central complex that's left that Optic are in. Got themselves a chicken dinner ready. Consistency, of course, being king in this game. And Kinguin, that's a tricky bit. There is a decent ditch across that field, so they should be relatively safe, but it's not ideal. TSM you can see in their complex there. Vitality on the edge down the bottom, covering the hill. KSV. A lot of teams with all 4 members still alive here. Rogue, of course, you can see just on the edge of North Georgopol as well, taking shots. Kinguin are the ones in trouble. They had a poor finish in the last game, and they're not looking like a solid situation at the moment, having to claw the way through these fields.
In the far north shrink right now, so a lot of teams on the south are going to have to run in, and Vitality and Tempo Storm.
I'll tell you what, Optic are the only ones in the compound now that have got that circle. Are they going to move? Looks like they're getting mobile, which I think personally I would stay in it, but they're actually going for the hillside, and I think FaZe are going straight for the same position as well. We see Esther does manage to find Valiant. That was KSV. That's way down in the North Georgopol edge circle, but it's going to be Cloud9 that are trying to run in. Optic trying to get in there. You can see 17 goes down. Moody managing to blow his vehicle up. Homo does manage to go down. He was outside the play zone, so he dies in the end. Obviously, Noble were the ones that picked up the kill there. Is Yannick from Rogue and Ewan try and make the way across from North Georgopol on foot, because they managed to, came in on boat in the end, away from Sosnovka Island. Vanguard going to stick to where they are, I think, and which is going to cause a problem for a lot of teams like KSV, Tempo Storm, are all down here on the edge of the circle. They're on the far edge, so this is going to be the circle that's going to move the quickest and fastest, and they're all going to have to move away from this one. You can see Tempo, they're trying to smoke it up to get out of here, as Simpson tries to sneak up on them, M16 in hand, nade ready. I guess one nade goes
Perfect
in.
Nade.
That's going to be perfectly placed. Your boy Drake going down to Esther. Another one goes in. It hits Maluke, and the nades continue to rain down. Tempo Storm in all sorts of trouble as KSV with Sexy Pick giving the overwatch, just covering them off. And Simpson works his way through the smoke, catches a glimpse of one on the right. Surely he didn't see him on the right.
Yeah, Valia's just proning from the smoke. He just saw a glimpse of him, but he wasn't looking at him. He was looking at the knock, and Valia is just hoping he doesn't get spot right now. He's the last man alive for Tempo Storm with just effect, and the circle's going to start shrinking in now.
Him. He's got nowhere to go. He's got a Vectory now. His T1 vest is already lit up. He's just looking. He's like, where can I go? Where can I go? His 2-2 vest, sorry. And they realize they're in the smoke. They got to know he's in there somewhere. The smoke's going to dissipate. You can see Valiant. It's slowly clearing on his screen. And does he see him just lying there? He's looking at it now. Okay, Esther sees him. There we go. And Tempo Storm will be the first, second squad, to go down. Sunsters were picked off in 16th place. So their 4th place, obviously, in the last game, kind of negated by that fact. It's going to cause some problem. But KSV are looking pretty hot. They get themselves another stack of kills.
Yeah, perfect wipe by them there. Really good push, amazing nades. And now we have 14 teams pushing into this next circle, as we see a lot of fights happening on the edge right now. I see Vitality pushing in, and we have Ghost Gaming to the north, landing a few shots to Define. Shiv.
Well, Define with the Kar 98 as well, you remember. Trying to peek that one, but didn't fancy the suppressed M4 of Vitality once he's lined up in the open like that, as the shots continue to trade back and forward between the two teams. TSM hearing this all play out in the distance. It's FaZe that have actually got themselves pretty much central circle as it stands, and with 4 alive, do not rule them out, because this is looking very good for them. Method we're seeing there. Andy Pyro finds Define legit, so he goes down. And Ghost Gaming in trouble. They're getting picked off from both Vitality and Method here, as you see Shiv trying to land the shots onto Austin. He's almost landed, taking him down. One more tap may well just do it. You can see he's down to absolutely nothing. He gets knocked in McCoy, the last one standing for Ghost. As you can see, Vanga now picking off people. That's KSV moving into the left of them. I said they were playing on the edge of the white circle. McCoy has to go prone, has to try and hold himself out. He's the last man standing for his team, and they're wide open to Monkey on the left. Yeah, and Monkey will land the shot as Ghost Gaming go 14th.
Yeah, they were pinched between Method and Vitality, and a lot of teams now coming in from the south. We see a Vanguard knocking down a KSV, and Sexy Pick outside the blue, taking a lot of damage.
Rogue, LGD, a Vanguard, all in the same position. You can see Sexy Pick is about to go straight into Rogue, and KSV will go down in 13th place after looking pretty solid. It's a Vanguard once again. This is a Vanguard territory. They are North Georgia Pole team. They've been in and around there. This is their bread and butter, but they've still got a lot of work to do. The circle is shifted. It's gone further north. You can see on the little mini-map in the corner there, and a phase once again, along with Method and Noble, all inside. So they don't have to move. Everybody's got to come to them, and a Vanguard needs to move, and I feel they may start clashing. I think it's Optic to their left, it is, and Kinguin further left of them.
Yeah, they're gonna clash between those two teams right now. FaZe and Method with the 2 prime spots. Noble still in the circle on the north side, behind the little trees and ridges they have on the north side of the road there. So there's gonna be a lot of action now because you see Kinguin fighting C9 towards the west. LGD gonna have to push in from the northwest as well. So a lot of teams for such a small circle.
Rogue on the edge. You can see the circle starting to push in. They are on the far distance of it, so they have to move as well. Same with Kinguin. You can see they're out in the open fields, and Cloud9 are just opening up on them. Gaxi will go down. Dranish tries to find the shot onto Mexi there as he looks towards FaZe, who have this just edge of the hillside with a Vanguard pushing up behind them. But here's Cloud9. Look, they have to run across these open fields. Moody, though, getting lit up a little bit here. He's going to have to duck down and heal himself up. He's got a tier 3 helmet. Should help him out there with just a tier 1 vest. As Kinguin make the way through the hay bales. This is an unenviable run from them.
Yeah, and the circle is starting to shrinking now, so these teams need to start fighting and clearing out before getting into the circle. As we Larson getting knocked out there by Optic as well as C9 fighting Kinguin. Down to 2 players, Vard and Miracle, but they see C9 rotating.
Oh, Cloud9 trying to blast out of there. Kinguin trying to take the shots on their backs, but Cloud9 will get out. They were going to get into safe. Now it's getting very crowded inside that central area. LGD were losing members just a moment ago. I didn't see whether they completely went out, but you can see Cloud9 picking off Kinguin left and right. Now, Honor has been knocked by Vis from TSM, so TSM moving up on that hillside alongside a Vanguard. They're clashing as well. It is going off in about 3 different directions, as well as Noble taking shots onto FaZe. And you see Fuzzface. I think LGD have just been wiped as Noble to get themselves Fuzzface and Yempty down and the kill feed. This is happening. They're all trying to push in. A Vanguard, you can see, tucked in behind the hillside there as TSM tries to make themselves down. They are wide exposed. Blake getting hit from the hillside. He's going to get knocked by a Vanguard. And now you see Vitality also getting involved. Vis going down to Shadow, and FaZe are down to 1. I think Haxeti, the only man standing at the moment. Can he get Fuzzface and Yempty up? Because it looks like Noble are picking him off from the inside.
Yeah, he managed to just sneak him behind that tree behind like 30% health on Haxeti, but he's going to manage to revive Yempty there.
They're all up. They're all up. They're all going to get revived.
Yeah,
so all 4 alive. A Method get the circle. Well, this could be big, because Method got third place in the last game, at 2nd place on points as Yempty tries to run it. Hidaculus out of bullets. Another play zone on them, so they've got to start moving.
Optic coming in 9th place there, and Rogue with... No, Optic came 10th place, actually, and Rogue 9th place down to the blue zone that we're trying to heal up. See Vitality here.
Nade from Shiv. Doesn't quite land. It forces them inside the bunker, though. Method, remember, they have that bunker, and they actually just retreated inside it a fair amount there as the circle will push their direction. So Noble need to make the move. They need to get across. You can see they've sent 1 across already. Now the rest have to move. Hidaculus in the cart will push in. Will they get lit up? You can see Vitality on the hillside. They're going to get inside, it looks like. In perfect position. They got FaZe just off on the right-hand side as they try to make their way in. And Noble, creeping in. See Cloud9, they weren't expecting this, and FaZe back up into them. And Moody will get himself an open shot straight on Haxeti and Mexi. FaZe will lose 2 members just like that. Yempty and Fuzzface. Fuzzface is the only one that's really safe at the moment, because Yempty's left himself exposed to Noble off the side as they push up. Fuzzface has to do something huge here. 4 members of Cloud9 charging up on them. Fuzzface gets taken to nothing, tries to heal himself up. He's going to get picked off. Fuzzface will go down. Yempty, the last man standing, trying to snake himself out of this, but Cloud9 are taking nothing here. They got 7 kills and counting as they push into the circle. Now Yempty gets shot up in the back by Noble. He's got nowhere to go.
Yeah, he's down to like almost 10% health. I think he managed to just too prone for a quick second there. But Yempty, yeah, last one standing for FaZe. He's known to be the snake for FaZe, so hopefully he can clutch it out for them. We see a Vanguard on the south side pushing into Vitality on the southern side, and where this Vitality is playing that what they normally do is just spread out and have one guy holding the flank whilst 3 of them. Jempty actually ends up going down to C9, so C9 do finish phase. See a Vanga getting shot from different angles right now. Behind smokes, though.
So kills are a lot of points in this. We were talking about them before, 10 points per kill, I believe it is. And of course, now Cloud9 on 8 kills already. We see Vitality on the 4 kills as well here. They're looking towards the side. TSM over there. They've got eyes on a Vanguard, so they've got to be careful of either of them. Method, of course, they've just retreated completely inside. Has Andy, I think I just saw him in a vehicle. Has Andy taken a vehicle down into the shelter? I think he has. I'm sure I just saw him sat inside a vehicle down there. But Cloud9, oh, they're about to trip over Noble. Moody moves up. Look at Godspeed down below. He's not a slight little fella, but he might get spotted here. He's going to look around the side, sees Moody down up on high. Frolicker gets a peek towards the rest of them, and Godspeed opens up, gets himself one, but will be knocked in the process. That nade looks like it's going to be good for Moody. Could he find his mark as Noble do manage to get them down? They will get the couple of knocks, and now solid FPS, the last man standing for Cloud9. With 6 teams remaining.
And 1v1, and we see a Vanguard. Vanguard hearing these shots, seeing all these knocks, are going to start pushing on the north side. Vitality the same, right behind them. So there's going to be a freeway.
So Cloud9, got Vanguard coming right up behind them. Vitality are rushing behind them. They're all trying to go around the circle, like you say. If you look at the minimap, you can see them all pushing around. Method quite happy. They've retreated inside their bunker. Keen will find Frolicker. That is Cloud9 getting wiped out. So Keen will pick up the 1 kill. Noble will get the other 3. But Noble, remember, are trying to revive their team members as they look towards Chaos still in the distance there. They've still got 1 man alive as we're in the top 5, snaking his way in there. Vitality come around. Mumino gets an angle on towards him. Gets a shot onto Monkey, but boom, from down below, gets the knock on towards Mumino, and now a Vanguard will leap on that.
Yeah, he manages to revive then Noble, so that's down to 2. And now Vitality going to have to push in. Method are the only team right now in the circle as well as Noble, but Noble going to have to fight a Vanguard right now in a 2v4 situation. As Boom is trying to land some more shots. I think Mumino might get rezzed by his teammate here. Circle is going to shrink in 10 seconds. But this is a really slow shrink, so teams do have enough time to fight it out. They don't need to rush, as these are new competitive circles settings that we use, so you can outrun the blue with ease. Unlike the vanilla, where you had to like just rush it in kind of thing. So we see Boom landing a few shots, a few trades coming in.
It's actually Vitality that got involved in there, but Noble will go down, so they go out in 5th place. So it's a Vanguard with a couple of knocks now. You can see Onu's down. Method finally could pop out, and Andy gets himself 1, 2. Takes down Shadow and Monkey, and that's serious problems because they left themselves exposed. They tried to push up on towards that side. You can see Oroxes is completely pinned behind it. Shiv's down low, and actually MPX from Chaos could come right up behind it because they're snaking on top of each other at the moment in the distance there. Oroxes down in the shelter. Smoke trying to work out for him, but Method are looking solid for victory. A Vanguard as well. Top 4 teams, Vitality, and you can see Chaos. Look at MPX creeping up behind Shiv.
Yeah, Vanguard here with 4 players and 12 kills. First game, they were first team to go out, and look at them right now. They're going for 12 kills, and there's still 4 guys alive. The only team with 4, so have good chance of winning this game.
Here we go. Circle shrink. Comes in, like they're going to have to move. Oroxes has to come over the back whip. Sees 80, but can't get on shots. If he goes to the left, he knows he's got to face a Vanguard, and he doesn't want to do that. Shiv and MPX crawl the way in. I think Shiv may have just spotted one or another. Shiv, oh, the nade! Oh no, he's cooked on towards him. Shiv, you got to move, son. He goes past him, it doesn't do enough damage. Look at a Vanguard, they're completely flanking around. MPX will pop up, he takes down Shiv. A Vanguard will find him. Chaos, though, gets another, but that's going to be Chaos in 4th place. A Vanguard. Can they take it? Vitality down to 1. Oroxes, only the 4 kills for them. Method have been sitting inside this compound the whole time, and this is the worst place to be now. While it was their safety, now it's their prison because the Vanguard have them pinned.
Yeah, unfortunately they were getting surrounded, so they had to push inside, and now they're getting surrounded yet again. But our Axe is causing a little bit spoiler. Knocks one over Vanguard, and Andy knocks another one too. So it's a 2v2 situation between Method and Vanguard right now.
Can they push out? 2v2. 8C and Andy versus Onu and Dranis. I think Mumino is getting revived off the side there. I just saw one of them trying to work it. As Andy looks, a grenade right now would be prime, but I think they must all be out. There's no helmet for Onu here. You can see these vest is down to nothingness. Gets a quick couple of shots. They have got a UAZ, I think it is, that's tucked to just in front of the entrance of that, which is probably what's stopping it. You hear the nades rattling around the side there as the smoke goes down. 80 tries to set something up here. But this circle, I think it's going to force them out. They have to come out, don't they?
Shrinking out.
Andy's peeking, Drain is up. Everybody, all 4 members from a Vanguard now up, and that's one small advantage I think that Method had has slipped away from them, but the second place is looking good. 15 kills, could go up to 17 for a Vanguard. This would be a massive, massive round. They finished 16th, the first team out in the last game, but it looks like the chicken dinner is there, unless Andy, who creeps his way around, can do something special here. Gets one, can't get the second. Keen will come in. 8C surely going to go down. The chicken dinner will go to a Vanguard. The mighty Russians will take it with 17 kills. A massive, massive round from the boys from Russia.
Yeah, what a game after that game 1, 16th place, 0 kills, and now to do it with 17 kills game 2, a way to bounce it back. I know we said it, they're an inconsistent team, but when they bring the A game, they pull off a win like this, 17 kills. But if they keep on with this gameplay and the momentum now of winning this game, I think Vanguard is going to keep on going and looking strong. Method there, holding that bunker since the very beginning. We saw them push Noble, holding it down. The circle kind of favored them, but they were holding it down. They got a few amount of kills, I believe. I mean, 4 on Andy. So Andy, obviously, the top fragger for Method there, holding it down until the very end. Did get a knock, but didn't get a finish. Unfortunately, got too surrounded by too many teams.
But Method